Oh boy, how's everybody doing on YouTube? See Jackie's on there. Gary's Ed. Joe. Ah, good. What kind of antenna, Gary? And we're just about ready to go. Good evening, everybody. This is Laird of VE3LKS, and welcome to the COVID-19 Rag Chew Week 11 Friday night edition. It's the end of the week, so we're going to do Free for All Friday this week because we forgot to do Wide Open Wednesdays. We got hung up on some other topics, so this week, so we'll do Free for All Friday today. And with that, I will stand by. I'll make sure my computer's all ready to take check-ins. Get on the right cell in the spreadsheet, and we're ready to go. So fire away.
VA3 Romeo Tango Victor.
Victor Echo 3 Charlie Romeo Uniform.
V3 CWR.
Victor Alpha 3 Tango Papa Sierra. V3HIX Juliet.
Okay, let me tell you what I have so far. I have VA3RTV, that's Jeffrey. That was VA3WBZ, I believe it was, William. Let me just make that correction. I've got VE3CRU. Man, I can't type worth beans tonight. What is CE3CWR? It's VE3CWR, that's Gerard. VA3TPSD, VE3HIX Bob, VE3VGJ Joe, and I think there was another one or two that may have been talking over each other. So I'll take another standby and take more check-ins.
VA3 KJI. Echo 3 Papa Whiskey Juliet. Victor Alpha 3 Delta Charlie Echo. VE3 IGX. VE3 RPMT.
Okay, I had Grant, VA3KJI, Peter, VE3PWJ, Doug, VA3DCE, Cam, VE3IGX, Scott, VE3RPN, and there was someone else in there, but you got talked over.
How about Victor Echo 3 Kilowatt Zulu Tango?
Oh, very good. I got you this time, John. And it looks like Jeff's on the YouTube already. Jackie's on YouTube as well. She won't be on the radio tonight. And yeah, John, I saw last night, I don't know whether you picked it up or not, but Jeff has taken to engraving trophies for people that I skip. So you won a trophy last night. He had it freshly engraved, but I'm not sure whether you were able to pick it up last night from him or not. So I'm sure he'll have it there underneath the bar this evening. And let's see. With that being said, it is Free for All Friday, as I mentioned at the beginning, since Wide Open Wednesday got tied up with something else. So anything you would like to talk about tonight, you can do so. Jeffrey, VA3RTV.
Yes, good evening, Laird, and everybody else. I was going to give a 3/4 of an hour talk on the turbo encabulator, but I don't think that will go down too well. I put you all to sleep. So with that, back to you, Laird.
That's it. That wasn't even like 15 seconds worth of talking.
I know, but my leg is hurting and I've got to keep getting up and walking around. So I'm sorry about that. Back to you.
Okay, very good. Let's see. VA3WBZ William, good evening.
VA3WBZ, good evening, Laird. All of us on net. I don't have a whole lot to go say. Let's say the free for all week or nights and that. And my mind is drawing a complete blank. The only thing I can think of there was I was sitting in the garage for all I had to put my sweater on because it's getting cold out here. You believe it? I think I'll pass it back to you, Laird. I'm going to go downstairs and get a quick bite to eat. Then I'll be back up again. The A3WB.
Oh, excellent, William. Yeah, I know. I was out a bit earlier tonight getting groceries, and I could feel the nip coming back into the air. So, yeah, it'll be good for sleeping, and I like it when it's cool at night. But it was nice to get the rain today, too. Sent the young lad out to cut the grass. I think we were able to bale about 3 bales of 75 pounds of hay out there. It had grown quite a bit substantially since last Friday, but it sure looks nice. Filling in nicely, and it's nice and green. VE3CRU, Bill, and you got your air conditioner in just in time not to need it.
Yes, I got it in, and it's cold in here, I may need to put warm pajamas on tonight, over.
Yeah, it never fails. You know, it was piping hot the last 2 or 3 days when you needed it, and the day that you get it installed, the temperature drops like a rock. I think it's your fault that the temperature dropped, Bill, because usually that's what happens. You know, someone probably washed their car today too, and that's why it poured rain. Anyways, very good, Bill. Glad you got that installed because you will need it. Summer is going to be a hot one, I think, this year, so it'll come in handy. Let's see, VE3CWR Gerard, and who are you talking to in Europe?
Well, the band's wide open right now, 20 meters, which is unusual for this time of night, this time of year. Yeah, I just mentioned in case anybody was listening around or wanted to do a bit of work there. Everything's good here. Did some shopping today. Went over and picked up 2 5-gallon pails of on Ritson Road. 430 is it? The place that makes beer there. Picked up. They're making hand sanitizer, so we picked up 2 5-gallon pails of hand sanitizer for the store. So it was getting hard to get. So anyway, we should have enough now for a couple of weeks. So anyway, back to you guys. V3 CWR, back to net.
Okay, very good. Well, at least we know where to come to find some if we need some. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Jackie was saying, oh no, someone else just came on and said it's working fine for them. Good. I thought someone was saying the YouTube was down already, and someone else is saying, nope, it's working fine for them. So we'll see how that goes. Steve, VA3 TPS, how's the contest going? Well, man, by the way you guys are talking tonight, we're going to be through our 2 rounds by 7:30. You guys, it must be because it's Friday. Everyone's tuckered out from the weekend. They're just too exhausted to talk. Let's see, VE3HIX. Bob, you can take it for about 10 minutes if you need to.
I'm a couple of short topics. Good evening, Laird. Good evening, everybody on frequency. I think I copied you on the email where two of us, Aldo and myself, were playing with the N3FJP software today. Aldo more than me, the field day software. And a club copy of it, how am I going to say it, the license is attached to the club's call letters, the E3NSR. So if each person in the club, to avoid stepping on someone else's band, they did it just like they were at field day with remember the 40-meter tents and the 20-meter tents and all that type of thing. If you had one person doing, say, 80-meter voice and someone else doing 20-meter voice, and never leave that band or make pre-arrangements so that you would never have two people try to communicate with the same other station as one of our other people. We could do it. If not, we would have to go either do individual copies for $8.99 a piece, I think it is, and then just combine the results at the end. I'm sure everybody else is doing that kind of thing, or wait and see what happens when the club copies come out. I don't think it's worthwhile trying to get together to get this thing through the internet and link to a central server for the central file of this thing. We had no trouble with that when it was all in one particular location and hooked up by wire. So we'll see how far that gets when the new software comes out for this type of thing. The other small thing I learned today was on playing with an old Morse code bug. Remember, I put a capacitor across it so I could use it on the Kenwood, and everything worked great, and it took the bouncing out. So I took that same bug and plugged it into a Collins, a tube set, and it uses a grid bias for keying. And I found that the bug, every time you open the contact, either the dot or the dash contact, you got a spark in there. You can physically see the sparks. So I took the capacitor out and the sparks disappeared and everything came up clean. So we learn something every day anyway. Back to you, Laird, VE3HIX.
Oh, okay. So very good, Bob. So now you got to put a bunch of switches on it so you can switch it using a switch if you're using your Kenwood, and flip it the other way if you're using something else. Okay. Well, at least you're finding out a lot of neat stuff. And yeah, I think Aldo mentioned something about some other software too that was free. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Considering we just came up with this great idea last night, I think we're making great progress. So I'm sure it'll probably change a few more times before actual field day, and especially once the companies come out with the software and see what it could, what it can do. Who knows? Maybe the ARL won't even care if everyone was on 20 meters at the same time making contacts with the same stations. For this year, they may just say, "Who cares? Just throw them all together." But time will tell. Appreciate all the work that you and Aldo are doing on that, and it'll make it just all the more fun for the club members when we can not only get a tally for ourselves, but also for the club. VE3 VGJ Joe.
Yes, good evening there and everybody on frequency. Well, good, Bob brought that up because that's what I've been doing today and yesterday evening a little bit where I can, looking up the field day rules and some logging software and the formats and what have you. And my head's spinning here right now, so looking forward if there's going to be a Zoom presentation on it, might clear things up. It's funny, it's not the easiest thing to find online. Someone's showing you the 1, 2, 3 steps. They sort of are already putting the roof on the house and not building the foundation. Other than that, not much else to report on. Oh yes, tomorrow at 3:22 in the afternoon, there'll be the second try at launch in the Falcon 9 rocket there with the two astronauts, Bob and Doug, heading up to the space station. So that's something I'm definitely going to watch for. Back to you.
Yeah, take off, eh? Yeah, it's I'm interested to watch that too. So I'm hoping I'm going to set my alarm so that I wake up about so at least I know I'm awake 20 minutes before then. Not saying I'll be asleep, but just in case I do have a nap and it goes a bit longer than normal. that I'll be ready for that. And I'm looking forward to see that too. And as you said last night, just the designs and everything. The space capsule looks so clean in there. They just have digital readouts for everything. Although I guess if their monitor goes, they're screwed. But yeah, it's not like the old days, that's for sure. But it's going to be interesting. I look forward to that kind of stuff. I remember as a kid, I used to love watching the Apollos and that go up. So watching Neil Armstrong step onto the moon, all that sort of stuff. I remember those days. Anyways, let's see. BA3 KJI Grant.
Evening, Laird, and everybody else on the repeater. Not too much to add. Sorry. Did get a bike ride in today in the rain. So first time I've done that since I was a kid. As soon as I turned the bike, started pedaling home into the wind. I was pedaling into the rain as well. But oh well, it didn't feel too bad. 11 o'clock, it was still pretty sticky out. But yeah, the temperature has dropped right off for sure. Nice barbecued homemade pizzas on the barbecue tonight, so that was pretty easy. Gotta like that as well. Anyway, not much to add, like I said, Laird, back to you, sir.
Well, you got to look on the bright side, Grant. You don't need to take a shower tonight before you go to bed. I had one this morning already, so yeah, two in one. It's like my son at supper time said, "Oh, I got 2 free car washes in the last 2 days," and my wife sort of looks at him and goes, "How'd you do that?" It's like, really, Mom? It poured rain both days. Oh, well, she takes no end of abuse from us. That's what she gets for having all boys in the house. Let's see, VE3, PWJ, Peter.
Well, good evening, Laird, and all the good folks on there tonight. Sounds like you got quite a few in there so far. Well, today I was getting the 2 sheds ready. I want to stay in them next week, so I got one 18-year-old grandson that's going to come over and man a paintbrush or 2, so that's what we're going to do. So got to get things ready to do that. So that's basically what I've been up to today, Laird. Go and get some more beans, and we'll talk to you farther down, Laird.
Did you tell me to get some more beans and you'll talk to me farther down?
Well, I could have said that, but I didn't.
Yeah, sorry guys, couldn't resist. And what, no trips to Costco today? What's going on?
No, as far as the car went up to the kids and dropped some stuff off, and we went over to Hillsdale to drop some stuff off for Margaret. That's as far as we've been all day, Laird.
Okay, very good. Well, you actually got out further than I did. I went from here to No Frills to Shoppers Drug Mart and home again. So, just living on the edge over here in the east end of Oshawa, let me tell you. VA3 DCE, Doug.
Good evening, Laird, and everybody on the net tonight. I'm going to combine the best of William and Jeffrey. It's definitely cold outside. I can't think of anything else to say, and I'm going to keep it under 15 seconds. Back to you, Laird.
Wow. I hope you're going to say a bit more than that tomorrow, Doug. I hope you're heading up for groceries tomorrow. I know I need to get eggs. I'm totally out of them. And I don't know how we went through 2.5 dozen this week, but I think Connie was doing a bit of baking during the week. So they can get sucked up pretty quick when you do that. And so I'm totally out of eggs. And I'm hoping they have some asparagus up there too. But time will tell. Anyways, thanks for that glowing long report there, Doug, on everything that's going on in your life. And we hope that by the second time comes around that you've thought about expanding that a bit. VE3IGX, Cam, good evening.
Good evening, Laird, and everyone on frequency. And I'm thinking maybe while you're running out of eggs, I think you're making pickled eggs in the other. And VA3AG came up with the same answer that I was thinking of with the VE3 NSR. And I've got the Canadian Amateur today, and right on the front page in the top is the North Shore Amateur Radio Club from BC. So with that, I'll give it on back to you. VE3LKS, VE3IGX.
Yeah, you know what? I think we need to sue them for copyright infringement or something. You know, how dare they use our name? And what are they on the North Shore of? They're on the West Coast. If anything, they're on the East Shore of the ocean. Oh, mercy. At least we're on the North Shore of the lake, you know. It'd be interesting to know how they got their name, though. We'll have to look that up sometime. Maybe they can become our sister station in British Columbia, and we can join up with them once in a while. Have Zoom meetings together, and they can come out here for barbecues. Very good, Cam. And yeah, I think that was a pretty good idea, putting the NSR in there and identifying it that way. So we'll see how it goes, but that is a great idea. VE3RPN Scotty, good evening.
VE3LKS, VE3RPN. Good evening there, Laird. Sorry about last night. I was kind of on the bottom of the battery. I put the back without the rechargeables in tonight, so they're all brand new batteries. Not too much happening there today. Getting ready for our favorite base there tomorrow, White Feather. And I don't have to worry about eggs. I'm allergic to eggs, but the wife's got some that have been there 4 weeks. And I got the cap from the father-in-law. When I opened up the fridge, he was looking to see what the hell was tweeting inside the fridge. I looked in there, these little chicks. I said, Linda, we got to get the fridge fixed, and you better get some new eggs. Anyway, that's something we can get her eat. More likely she can get her own. It's her birthday tomorrow. I got to be good to her, though. I got to get a pile of stuff. I might need to park close to more. The usual, I think I still have 2 tomatoes left. And over here, Buffalo Wing, the big giant garbage truck just pulled up behind. I don't know what's going on there, but they must be getting ready to open. I don't want to touch that. Anyway, I do have a radio. I got to take my TS-130 out field day. It's clear, and it's my buddy for field days. Thanks a lot there, buddy. We'll be listening. Over to you there, Ragchu, controller, VE3RPN.
Yeah, but Scotty, if I remember right, it wasn't the fact that you had a radio. It was the fact that you couldn't find your power supply. Did you find it?
Just tap into the other supply that I've got. It's not as good, but it'll do the work.
Okay, very good. Yeah, because the radio is not going to be much good if you don't have anything that can make it turn on. Very good. And John, VE3KZT, have you started to put up any antennas over there yet?
VE3KZT, good evening, Laird, and all those on frequency. Well, I'm still working on the tower. And actually, I got some questions for someone here on the frequency today. I want to put up a 2-meter antenna on my tower, and if I can't put it up on the top, can I offset it to the side of the tower, and how far off the side of the tower should I mount it so I don't get interference? VE3KZT, back in Electrical.
Well, the quick and dirty answer is yes, you can mount it off the side of the tower. You will notice a slight degradation in signal in the direction of the tower. So any signal that would have to pass through the tower, you will lose some signal quality there. So you'll want to make sure it's a direction that you don't really want to talk in anyways. I think we had the same problem up at the repeater site because we have those big bay antennas, and some of them are on the side, and so they do block out a bit of the signal. As far as the distance, I'm not sure, but I'm sure some of the other guys will be able to fill us in as we go through, especially when we get down to guys like Bob and Jeffrey and those guys. I've never done it myself. Mine's always been sort of on top, so I can't really comment myself. And with that being said, before I call for further check-ins, I just want to make sure, did I miss anybody? If I've missed anybody, please come now. What? I didn't miss anybody. Jeff, is there a trophy for the Rag Chew controller not missing anybody on a go-around? If so, scribble my name on the trophy and pass it my way, buddy. Anyways, at this point, I will take further check-ins for the Rag Chew. So if you're sitting there listening and want to jump in, now's your opportunity. This is Laird, VE3LKS.
Victor Alpha 6, Hotel Echo White in Calgary.
VE3 IRB.
Okay, I acknowledge VA6 HEM, Mike out in Calgary, VE3 IRB, Robert here in Oshawa, and it's free for all Friday, so take it away, Mike.
VA6 HEM in the group. Good evening, Laird, and everybody on frequency. Yeah, sorry I haven't been out here recently. I've been on the DL, the down low. Been busy at the house here doing some stuff. So what we've been up to recently last week is, we took down the tower, threw the other section up, and threw it back in the air. So now we're inverted V is about 42 feet in the air. Nice angle and everything else. Got a little less noise now. Now I'm down about S2, maybe on any band, which is beautiful. Even on 80, which is great. Did some playing in the shack here. Got the remote software working now with port forwarding and everything else. Cooking, baking, all that lovely jazz. And yes, Laird, I want some of that apple fritter loaf. Let me know how it tastes once you get it going. Other than that, not doing too much. Just keeping everything clean and going. Back to that.
Excellent. And yes, for all the guys on frequency here, Mike sent me a recipe for apple fritter loaf. And so I'm going to be trying that sometime this next week, I'm sure. And I'll let you guys know how it turns out. Very good, Mike. And Bob's up next, Robert, VE3IRB, and he was dishing out rhubarb yesterday. So, Mike, if you have any good recipes for rhubarb, you may want to enlighten us with that the next time go around as well. I know I like it simple. I like just to stew it up a bit with just a touch of sugar, and then put it over toast that's heavily laden with peanut butter, and eat it with a knife and a fork for breakfast. So that's what I like. Anyways, down to you, Robert, and good evening.
VE3IRB. Yeah, it was a busy day yesterday and today. I put a thing on Facebook, free rhubarb. Had lots of people through both days. It's almost all gone now, but actually a neighbor spoke up to me tonight and said she has some if I run short. I was on tech support with my internet for 4 hours, believe it or not, today.
Oh.
But I think we've got it running. There, just anything that could go wrong basically went wrong with the internet. We've had Bell here 3 days, and that was on top of what we did today. But it was a fun day, and some of my real estate business as well, and it was a fun one with that too, but I can't discuss that. But anyways, back to you.
Wow, 4 hours with the techie. That's definitely not fun. But I'm glad that it sounds like they came to a conclusion as to what the issue was, and that you're back up and running again. So that's always a good thing. The frustrating part I always have when I have to call Bell for tech support is I just know they're going to put me through hell. You know, first level support, second level support. And so as soon as I call them, I rattle off everything I've already done because I've made notes of what I've done before when they call. And I'll just rattle through everything. Okay, I've done this, and this, and this. Okay, well, let's try this. And they'll go back to the first thing that I told them I did. And I said, well, let's try it again. You know? And even though I explained to them that this is what I do for a living, I think I know what I'm doing. I can follow instructions. They still make me go through the whole process again, and there's nothing more annoying than that. Anyways, so I can feel your pain there, Robert, and I'm glad it was you and not me today, because I'm not sure how I would have coped today with all that kind of stuff. Let's see. All the way back up to the top to Jeffrey, BA3RTV.
Yeah, thank you very much, Led, and just trying to think what I can talk about. And first of all, I do plan on going to White Feather Farm, and just something that may be of interest to people, with the dentists being closed and what have you. I did actually break a tooth a couple of days ago, and I thought, let's see what I can do myself. So I went on the internet and I came across this video. The name of the fellow that was talking, his name was Bean, Mr. Bean.
Oh, no.
So I watched that, and after I'd finished that, I got my Dremel out with my little grinding wheel and a mirror, and I was able to smooth out all the sharp bits of my tooth, and now it's fine. With that, back to you.
Boy, slap a bit of crazy glue in there and you'll be set. You won't have to worry about some dentist. Put some duct tape around it to hold it, and we'll do a real good red green job on you. Very good, Jeffrey. Glad that worked out. Oh, and I have to read something to you guys. So we have to set the mood. So you have to have a tune going off in your head like Pomp and Circumstance or Land of Hope and Glory. Do, 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 do. And Jeff basically on YouTube said, through the virtue of the powers bestowed upon me, he's referring to himself, I present you with the 1 round with no brain farts medal. Wear it with pride, good sir. Congratulations. Oh, of all the things I've won in my life, this is the ultimate. I'd like to thank everybody, especially those in the club who put up with me missing them every time I go through them on the list. And obviously to my mother and my father and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, thanks, Jeff, for the award. And that's great. Let's see. VA3WBZ William. I'm not sure whether you've been able to get upstairs, had supper, and come back down, but we'll give it a shot.
VA3WB said, yep, I just made 2 grilled cheese sandwiches and a can of pop. And there we go. That's dinner. Just think as a high school, college kid or something like that, eating like this. The others can have this shrimp and curry and stuff like that, and I'll have my little grilled cheese sandwich. And my little motor here, I've had to put it aside for a little more than a week or so because I've been so busy working and doing other stuff and that. So, but I did find the right color paint for it, and I'm going to have to brush it on because they didn't have it in the spray can. So I think tomorrow that's going to be my little chore tomorrow to finish sanding it down, get a brush, and go buy the little liter of paint, or quart, liter I guess, Canada. And I want to start painting the gas tank down anyway, part of the base of the motor. And we'll go from there on to see how things turn out. Hopefully, it'll be ready end of June. My birthday's end of June, so I'm hoping to have it ready and running by then. Yeah, that's about it. Thank Laird for now. I'll just pass it back to you in the next in line. VA3, WBZ.
Yes, William, you will need it for your birthday because you'll need to plug a huge fan into that in order to blow all the candles out on the cake.
There's a little term I got for SA, and you know what that stands for, eh? Smart ass.
Oh, very good. Well, see, now you're feeling more welcome. You're one of the guys. When we start shooting barbs at you, you've made it, man. Congratulations. See, 2 major accomplishments tonight. I didn't miss anybody on the first round, and we're now throwing barbs at you, so you know you've made it. Let's see, VE3CRU, Bill.
Okay, there, the E3CRU here. Having a bit of an issue here with my equipment to start off with. I'm running 100 watts plus on side bed and CW, but I'm only running 30 watts on FM here, and with a 1.5 SWR there, but they say, not sure what's going on. But at any rate, not going to worry about it. As I say, sideband's more of a priority. But I moved a lot of stuff out of the workshop and that, making room for the workmen to be able to get in there and do stuff. And now my big thing that I gotta do, not to put it back in there. To clean out the back of my car, it's almost clean. Put some cardboard down and take this stuff to the dump and say goodbye to it. Even though I might, like my father would say, you might use it down the road, forget it. I've been waiting for it to be used maybe for 20 years. So, time to toss this stuff. Anyway, want to be on the receiving end? Y'all come. Anyway, I'm not going to hold it in here long with them as they say. 7-3 all. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your apple fritters. VE3CRU, we're clear.
Okay, very good, Bill. Yeah, I know I need to do that a bit in my garage too. It doesn't help though that I've got kids and they've got stuff in there, and one of them lives in Alberta now. So you know, mom and dad's house is more of a storage unit than it is a house right now. My basement is our family room is storage, a good part of it. Good thing we don't use it that much anymore. We used to when the kids were smaller. Now we don't. And my garage is the same, with snow tires from their vehicles. Mine are out in the shed. Huge rolling toolboxes, you name it. It's all out there. So someday when they leave, I won't know what to do with all the room. Let's see, VE3CWR, Gerard.
Yeah, okay, very good. Very good. Yeah, Bell. Holy smoke, boy. I had them here last week, and Rogers, both of them. And, man, trying to deal with them. And then they pass you on to the second grade, and then you have to tell everything you told the first guy, and then the second guy, and then the third guy. And it gets to be a real headache. They're following a flow chart, I'm sure. They have a flow chart there, and they just follow it. If this doesn't work, try this. If this doesn't. And Joe and, anybody that does the satellite, I talked to, I forget what year it was, I talked to W5, I think, LFL, I believe. Owen Garriott there when he was up in space. He was one of the first ones to use ham radio in space. I was coming home from Malvern. I worked at Malvern. I spent a summer on buses up there, and to get out of the subway. And on the way home at Shepherd, and just before you get to Kingston Road, there was a tavern there on the side. As they're going by there, I talked to him on 2 meters. Owen Garriott on the pass, and I can't remember the year. But anyway, I had gone up to Malvern, had just opened around recently that time. So went up buses for the summer. Anyway, that's that. I think he died this year or sometime there. So anyway, back to net, V3 CWR. Oh, he was using a Motorola MX300 portable with the antenna wrapped around the window.
Oh, very good. Well, I know when I was going to school, Gerard, on the space theme, several of my teachers thought that I was going to be an astronaut because they kept on saying I was just taking up space in school. So I hated to disappoint them when I didn't become one, but they were glad to see me go anyways. Let's see, who's next on the list? Steve, VA3 TPS.
Okay, very, very good. Okay, I got
after that discussion. The BC North Shore Amateur Raider Club is on the north shore of the Vancouver Harbor in North Vancouver, so I believe that would be where they get the North Shore from. And the information that I've been getting from the Contest Club of Ontario through Rich, one of the regulators with RAC and the government, is that everybody for the field day is just going to use their regular call signs, whatever band modes they want to, and they will put their club name down, and they will just add up the scores for the club, and that club will get the total score of everybody that does it. That's what he's saying is their intent right now. They expect something else to come out later about it.
Okay, very good. Yeah, and on such short notice, I don't see how they could do anything else but do that. And but that'll be good because then we can use the software individually, and just submit our scores with recognition of the club, and let them worry about combining it all and giving us a grand total. So, sounds like it'll be a lot of fun, regardless. This is one of these things that may not happen again in our lifetimes. I hope I'm not jinxing it, and that next year we're saying, yeah, for the second year in a row, we're having to do this for field day. But, we may never have to do this again. So it'll be interesting to be a participant in it. And just jokingly, I did go onto that Canada-wide Facebook page and put the comment in. Hold on, I'm going to drop it. Don't want to have to pay for beers after I got that award there at the virtual bar and grill. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I went onto the Canada-wide page where they had announced that field day you could do Delta stations and get credit for it, and for your club and everything. And I went on there and made a comment about yes, and just coincidentally, amazing how that works. The North Shore is offering a free 2-day club memberships on field day weekend. So, and Jean Paul came back. I don't know if any of the North Shore guys remember Jean Paul, but he was a tall fella who was in our club. This is probably going back into the 90s, maybe early 2000s, and he enjoyed restoring military radios. A French fella, and I don't know where he is right now, but he came back and said hi. So it's a small world. You put out something like that, and all of a sudden you got people coming back. Let's see. Next on the list is VE3HIX. Bob, take it away.
Oh, thanks, Laird. Just looking again at that N3 FJP software for keeping score. There is a place on there where you can allow duplicates. So maybe we can do it that way. But it does look like it would have to be turned into the ARRL with the, VE3 NSR heading over the whole thing, which may be exactly what we want. We'll see how the new stuff comes up. For tomorrow, wanted to get up to the repeater, have a look at that generator again. I saw some stuff on the internet where a guy was having a Generac again, that just would not start. And I noticed that ours is getting leaner and leaner because it used to have an awful smell when that thing ran, and that smell is gone now, but it doesn't start up and run very well anymore. And what this guy did was, as it was starting, he just took a small hammer and banged on the pressure regulator, and the thing started and ran beautifully right off the bat. So there may be a speck of dirt in there. I'll put a plastic hammer to the regulator on the tank and the regulator on the generator. Very gently on both. Of course, we don't need a gas leak up there. And see if that makes any difference tomorrow, hopefully. And we hope to see you up there tomorrow. VE3HIX.
What time?
The generator is set to go off at about 10 minutes to 10, quarter to 10, automatically. So if I'm up there just before that, we'll see what happens.
Okay, very good, Bob. Thanks for that. Yeah, I plan to be up there at White Feather probably around 8:30. No sense getting there early because there's no tables to reserve anyways. So get the groceries done, and then hopefully it'll be nice in the morning. Stand around, have a coffee, practice safe distancing, and then when the time comes, we can head up to the repeater and see how that goes. Let's just hope all it needs is a little light tap. Someone ought to tell my wife that, but she gives me a light tap with the frying pan, but it's usually a full swing, and she calls it a light tap, you know. But anyways, Joe, VE3 VGJ.
Yes, very good. Interesting what Gerard's saying there, talking with the astronaut. That's one chance in a lifetime. Very fortunate there. And yeah, interesting to hear about what's going to go on with the field there. I've sort of taken a real interest in it and the logging software. So I'd like to see how Bill finds out what he's going to do. And Roger, on that tapping the pressure regulator, it seems sometimes that's the technical thing to do is sometimes give solenoids and air regulators and gas regulators a little tap and everything works all right for a long time. Not much else to report on there tonight, Laird. Looking forward to having to get the white feather there. Got a few more things to get. And it looks like we have a little bit of a cool morning. And there's something else going on here in a moment, though I couldn't find the information, but I saw in some of the news. There's some classic cars are meeting at the old Target parking lot. If you know where that is, it's across from the Home Depot. And they're leaving at 10 o'clock, and I'm not sure what the route's going to be. But it's to in aid of all the frontline workers, the healthcare workers. So I'm wondering if they're going to go down around by the Bonesville Hospital and then hit somewhere else. Back to you.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about that, but so it may just be a Bowmanville thing, but sounds neat anyways. Hopefully it'll be a nice day for them to get out and drive their cars. I know they don't like getting out too much in the rain with those. So hopefully it's a beautiful morning. I haven't even looked at the weather for tomorrow, to be honest with you. All I know is that I want to get to bed tonight and wake up nice and cheery and go have some coffee with some guys. That's what I want to do. And Jackie, too. Jackie's going to be up there. But yeah, she's one of the guys anyways. She's going to bring my dog so I can have some time with my dog as well. Grant, VA3KJI.
Used to laugh at we called it the hard hat whack at work. The operators are famous for going around with a hard hat and smashing things, trying to get them to work. It was great because it always meant that as maintenance guys had lots of overtime. Just flashback to back when I worked for a living. It was pretty funny. I'm really trying to get into the space station stuff, so I'd really like to make contact with them sometime. Like I said the other night, I watched it fly over. That was pretty interesting. And then tomorrow, 3:22, as Joe said, we should be watching Space Expo. Yeah, what a difference, what do you call it, man-machine interface, if you would call it, or just anything to do with the cockpit controls and the spacesuits. I mean, these guys got driven over there in regular Tesla vehicles. You would have done that in the old days, and you would have had that big air conditioning, portable air conditioning unit to keep the suit cool. Yeah, things are just a little different now. Back to you, Larry.
Very good. Yes, it's amazing the little tricks of the trade sometimes. And yep, hard hat can come in handy. I was just going through some of this stuff online. They're breaking out the puns tonight. I think some of them may have been into the virtual beverages. But yeah, there's some good puns going on. Oh, my friend Larry's in. KJ7JFV from Anacortes, Washington. And I know I'm probably saying that wrong, Larry. I have to figure out exactly how to say that properly. Way out there on the West Coast. He's right on the ocean. So beautiful spot. And Larry, welcome to the Rag Jew this evening. Got you down in the log. And can't wait to get that radio of yours going. And then we'll have to figure out if you guys have an all-star setup out there somewhere where you could come in and you can actually start chatting with us. And let's see, who else is there? I think that's it. But they're having a good time. The puns are just flowing fast and furious. Just give you one example. Gary came and he says, he tuned in tonight just for the hell of it, yeah. But he also said, I'm trying to think of a good fish puns, but I'm just floundering. And it just goes downhill from that. But if you're on YouTube, go ahead and read them. They're hysterical. The guys are having a lot of fun there. Let's see. That was Grant, who I did last. Why did my screen go funny? There we go. VE3 PWJ Peter.
Yeah, it's been a great net tonight, and the first rain we had this morning, I guess, I put on the program from England there, that fellow that can play that instrument like you wouldn't believe. I had to listen for about an hour and a half, quite enjoyed it. And I was on the treadmill for about an hour again today, so I do that about 5 days a week, an hour each time, so we're getting there with it. It's funny, Laird, I can do that, walk on that. My back does not bother me, but if I walk the same way, then I know the difference. But anyway, we'll say good evening from here, Laird. You're nice and net as always, and I'm happy that you do it for us. E3 LKS and then E3 PWJ.
Very good on the organ music. I don't know if you remember Keith, but he's making a move now. He was in Florida for a while. Now he's moving to Arizona. He's one of my favorite organists. But yes, it's you gave me that link there. I think it was it you or was it Doug that sent that link? Anyways, amazing. The fellow who's got one right in his house, and he sure knows how to play it. That's for sure. I quite often put that on in the background now and just let it play and work away. Better than listening to all the crime and corruption that's going on in the world. Let's see. Who's next on the list here? Doug, BA3 DCE, and can you break your record of like 3.5 seconds?
I'm going to try, see what I can do here, Laird. I was listening to Peter there now, and he's telling me all the things he has to do to exercise. Why not just climb on his bicycle and go down the road for a couple hours? I found myself on the trail this morning with my bicycle at 6:30 this morning, and spent an hour and a half on the bike, 12, 15 kilometers, and I managed to see a pair of swans, a white swan type thing, but this time, we watched for a couple of years at different locations around. They had 3 little baby cygnets with them, and it's the first thing we've been looking for about 3 years now, and this morning I actually saw them. I was home again by 8:30 and ready for my first morning nap. Okay, if I beat 15 seconds yet, if I have, Laird, thank you very much, and back to you.
Excellent, excellent, Doug. The only thing I missed there was whereabouts did you go for your ride that you saw the swans?
I take a ride up the old rail trail that runs between Uxbridge and Lindsay, and cross a bunch of roads up there, passes by an old steam locomotive on the way, and there are a couple of places, there's it's a lot of marshy area, and there are a couple of places where it's a little more open, and the Beaver River or something runs through there. It's about 10 feet wide, I think, and the geese are all through there, and this morning I saw the 2 swans, so I'll make that 5 swans. So I enjoy going up there. I just wish there were something more than red-winged blackbirds to keep me company.
Excellent. Well, that's a good run, Doug. And how packed down are those old railway trails? Are they pretty solid that, you don't have to worry about slipping and sliding all over the place in the loose gravel?
There's no loose gravel except at one bridge they put them in. It's only crushed limestone, and it packs down there. And after a rain, it's still not even wet. You might find a puddle or some such place, but generally there's nothing. It's just perfect. Just think about a center line down at pavement if they wanted to, but it's that good.
Okay, very interesting. Maybe some weekend a bunch of us will have to go up there and try to keep up with you. I don't know if I can do 15 kilometers right now, but I would give it a go. It's probably not too steep being an old railway track, so I'm sure it has some long inclines, but that'd be interesting. I'd like to go see that. VE3 IGX, Cam.
Okay, I was going to mention about something fishy going on in the sidebar, but then I see you already looking at it. The other day, I got an email from Zoom giving me a special deal, and it's for anybody new. And I went through the thing of buying it to see what the price was, and instead of $249, for a year. They had it down to 160 plus tax for 1 year only on a new customer. And I'm wondering if you got an email the same as I did. So we'll give it on back to you. VE3LKS, VE3IGX.
I don't recall seeing anything like that, Cam. So if you can forward it to me, I'll take a look and maybe follow the link. But I don't think. Well, I've only collected from 4 guys so far. So anybody that's going to White Feather tomorrow that needs to pay for my haircut fundraiser, by all means, feel free to give me some money. And Joe, I think what we can do is I can just pay for you because I think I owe you $15 already. We can work that out in the morning though. But very good, Cam. Yeah, if you don't mind forwarding me that email, that'd be fantastic. And I'll take a look at that because that's a substantial savings. I know you usually save $40 by buying the year, but that's saving another $40, which, being a Scottish ham radio operator, I don't mind. And I'm sure Bob HIX over there, his eyes probably lit up. You probably woke him from his slumber, and he's getting all excited about ordering it now. So that'll be great, Cam. Hope to see you in the morning. VE3RPN, Scott.
VE3RPN. Almost dozed off. I'm so comfortable here right next to Eastside Mario's. Then I had a guy come out with a bag of food as I'm talking on this little guy there, and he knocked on the radio a second ago. I think he wondered if I ordered it. I should have actually just put it in the side here and got out of here as quick as possible. But being a good ham radio operator, I thought, no, I better not do that. Anyway, it was temptation. It smelled good. And what can I say? Yeah, I've actually listened on the ham end of it. And I kind of got a pass on the satellite too one night on my old Milico of all mobiles. And the way it hooked up, just like it was a receiver on UHF, but it wouldn't transmit the one I had, but it would transmit on VHF. So we had a little uplink, downlink kind of fun thing going there. Didn't last long, but it was long enough to say I was in the right place at the right time. Anyway, I guess this is the last round for everybody. I got an interesting match to show you guys tomorrow. Hope I won't scare anybody, but we will see you bright and early. And everybody have a safe night. And good job there, Mr. Laird. And been a hoot from everybody. Have a safe night, boys and girls, and we'll catch up with you more. Over to you, Ragnet control there, VE3RPN 73, Laird.
Very good, Scott. Well, I know when the guys were talking about me doing my hair, I suggested that maybe we should get you to shave your legs and put that skirt back on again that you wore doing that fundraiser at the hospital. But then we thought, well, no, maybe you look better with hair on your legs. Very good. See you tomorrow, Scotty. Looking forward to it. VE3 KZT, John.
Oh, good evening again. Once more again. Well, I have nothing more to add. Just hanging in there. I'd like to get a phone landline number from RPN if that's possible. Maybe you could email it to me, or if it's possible. It was up and on the QRZ page, and he doesn't have an email on there. So back to you, and if I don't catch anybody again, now then we met, have a treat, and maybe I'll be out at the egg farm in the morning. You think KZT.
Yeah, sorry, John. I couldn't quite hear what you were saying about the email. Was that directed at me? I couldn't quite make it out. Sorry.
I need a phone number for RPN, and maybe you could email it to me or have him email it to me. So I have a landline number for him, the EE3KZT.
Oh, okay, for Scott. Scott, how do you want to handle that?
I'm just on the move there. Catch you in a minute.
Okay, very good. At the end here, well, Scott, when you get to a place where you can, just jump back in real quick, and John, we'll get you guys hooked up, and we'll figure out how we can get that information exchanged. If you don't need it until tomorrow, you guys can just meet face-to-face there too, but yeah, we'll let you jump back in. VA6HEM, Mike.
much to add there, Laird. Just did my spiel earlier. But what I did, and pretty well just on the DL, or on the election list now, just the weekend. Well, I think it's been the weekend for the last 2 months for me, but either way. And yeah, hopefully, well, I got confirmation there a little while ago that out this way we're firing back work up probably next month. So we're going to be opening our doors on the 19th, I think it is. So maybe out there sooner. So we'll see what happens here in the next couple of days. This way, you got a couple of things to come through. So other than that, you hear me out there in the next couple of weeks out in the ice field. So until then, 7-3, gentlemen. Good night, Laird, and look forward to meeting you again next time. Back to next control.
Oh, well, that's good news that you're going to be heading back to the ice fields and cooking up a storm out there, and that's great. With all this COVID lockdown, it's nice to hear that the economy is starting to get moving again. They had to do something though, because you just can't have everyone sitting at home doing nothing. The bank runs dry pretty quick. It's bad enough our country's probably broke right now, but that's another topic, I guess, for another night. Probably not on the radio. That's for sure, because I'm sure it'll lead to politics really, really quickly. Very good. And let's see if, well, we'll do IRB, and then we'll come back and see if Scotty's available. Robert, VE3 IRB.
VE3 IRB. Nothing really to add at this point. Guess I'll talk to you though on Monday. VE3 IRB, $73.
Okay, very good, Robert. And Scotty, are you at a place where you can chat, or do you want me to do a few more things first?
We're back on the mobile there. Sorry about that, V3 RPN. Yeah, I had to switch the mobile on. I've been on the portable there, so I do apologize. Yeah, I can give him the information more if he wants, or you can email me too. I'm at V3RPN@gmail, and I can send it. Whatever works. I'm easy. And I'll bring some money for your haircut tomorrow. It looks good, actually.
Yeah, I may try to curl it, get up early and curl it or something. Good luck. Okay, very good. John, did you catch his email there?
Yes, sir. Callsign@gmail.com. Thank you. And V3K really good.
Okay, very good. Well, that brings us to the bottom of the list, gentlemen. And I'm just going to take another standby and see if anybody else wants to check into the Rag Chew this evening. This will be the last call, so if you've been sitting there itching to key up the microphone, now's your opportunity. I can't even talk. This is Laird, VE3 LKS.
VE3 Liza. VE3 Q&A. VA3 AQJ.
Okay, so I acknowledge Glenn, VE3LIZ, VE3 Q&A, that's Don, and VA3AQJ, and I'm sorry, I don't know the first name there. So let's go back up to Glenn. This is the COVID-19 Rag Chew. We're on our 11th week, the end of the 11th week. And tonight the topic is anything you'd like to discuss, although we've been discussing Field Day and how this year individuals can run Field Day and count points with other individual stations, as well as combining it for a large club count. But it's up to you, so take it away, Glenn, whatever you'd like to discuss.
Everybody, Laird. Let the thing do its identification. Anyway, good evening to all. Figured I'd better check in once this week. Been on Zoom meetings and stuff like that. Lawn cutting, plant planting, the usual in the spring. And just wanted to say hi to everybody and let everybody know we're still going. And the Rochester group did the same thing last year for their get together for their anniversary. Everybody pitched in and said they were a member of that club, and this year it's supposed to be the Ontario VHF Association is supposed to be an anniversary time for them, so everybody is putting their points towards that for that group for the anniversary for the year. So it's a common thing. It's a common thing to do it that way, and I think we did it years ago that way. Also, if you were part of a club and you were close enough, you were allowed to operate at home and include your points in a club. But anyway, it's a thing to get together, that's for sure. Can't do it this year the same way, but it still can be done. Anyway, just to check in to say hi, and nice to hear everything's going. I haven't been listening to the whole net, but I try to catch a bit of it. 7-3, everybody, stay safe. We realize it.
Okay, very good, Glenn. Yeah, and for anybody who's listening, we are here Monday through Friday, starting at 7 o'clock. And we've been doing it now for, well, this is the end of our 11th week. And we plan to do it until this social restrictions are lifted and we can actually get back out to a coffee shop and sit face to face. So until then, we will be on, and it's been fun. Just a way to break up the monotony of not being able to get out and chat with people. VE3 Q&A, Don, good evening.
VE3 Q&A. Good evening, Laird, and everyone on net. Yeah, I've been waiting to get on, and well, it sure have a lot of ham radio operators down your way, and well, what a good turnout down your way, and well, what a good turnout. We have a net every morning as well at Barrie here, and I think the most we've ever got on the afternoon net at 2:30 was around 11 to 12, and that's about it. But there's about 60. Where the rest of them? Because been on for. Whoops! There, timed out again. I talked too long.
Oh, well, you didn't time out our repeater. So if you want, just pick it up and carry on. Finish your thought there, Don.
Yeah, so I was just going to say we've been trying to figure out how we were going to do the field day as well, and what some have come up with is pitch a tent in the backyard of your house and set your rig up there, and away you go. And I don't know if that's going to be what they end up doing or not. There's so many hams that want to get involved in these in the field day, and we just have to throw some ideas around until something we can agree on. Back to you, Larry. CE3 Q&A.
Yep, very good, Don. Yeah, I was just letting our repeater drop because if I don't let it drop, and it's got a long tail on it, when you unkey, sometimes it takes a few seconds before the tail drops. Otherwise, I would time it out if I picked it up. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting year, and I'm glad the ARRL made an exception this year. For the longest time, they were saying no, we're just going to run it the way it always is, and if clubs can do it, they can do it, and if not, individuals, you can talk to other individuals, but it won't count for any points or such. And then they did a 180 and changed it up, and now you can just run from inside your house if you want on regular grid power, and you'll still be able to rack up points and apply them to your club. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. It's going to be in the list of ARRL field days. That's going to be the one with a little asterisk beside of it, and with an explanation about COVID-19 down below. VA3AQJ. My handle here is Laird, Lima Alpha India Romeo Delta, and my call sign's VE3LKS. Good evening. VA3AQJ. I hope nothing ill toward happened with that check-in. We'll give it a few more minutes anyways. I just want to thank everyone for joining in on the Rag Chew this evening, gentlemen. It's been fun, as always. A lot of good topics being discussed, and a lot of good banter. The guys on YouTube, on the YouTube station, were going just crazy. They still are. Although the last call has gone out. Were there any, I guess my biggest question is, did Gary sell a lot of frequency fries and Morse cod tonight? I don't recall seeing that, but we'll have to maybe go back through and see. Anyways, guys, if anybody needs to ask any questions or make any comments, here's your opportunity before we shut her down.
P3ITX.
Go ahead, Cam.
Okay, I just forwarded that email to you. Just a sec. I keep having my shredder come on every time if I get too close to it. But anyway, I forwarded that email, and I will be shopping tomorrow morning, so we'll see you then. DE3LKS, DE3IGX.
Okay, very good, Cam, and thank you for forwarding that information. And I'll take a look at that probably tomorrow and see what we can do with that. And yes, it'll be nice if I can get on there and get even more of a discount, because us amateurs, we like discounts, no doubt about it. And Jeff, thanks for another great week at the on the YouTube channel there. Maintaining all the rowdies that come and go out of your fine establishment, and hope to see you next week. And if you want, you come up to White Feather Farm in the morning. We do a bit of grocery shopping there around 8:30, and then we have a coffee and just stand around in little groups of 5 or so, of course with safe distancing, and have a little chat. Let's see, BA3AQJ, are you back? Okay, nothing heard, and hope nothing bad happened with his equipment or anything. Anybody else have any questions or comments before we go?
RTV.
Go ahead, Jeffrey.
Yeah, thank you very much, Laird, and another great evening. Just a couple of quick things. I did meet with Larry this morning. Larry looks great, and he handed over an envelope which I will bring to White Feather in the morning. And just one other quick thing about the International Space Station. In '82, I used to know, or still know, but used to go to a annual picnic at Chris Hadfield's farm. It was mainly through his parents, Roger and Eleanor.
What's wrong with my haircut, Larry?
And that way I got to know Chris, and before he was into the space program. Any case, I've known him for many years, and it's been very interesting. And of course, he's a radio amateur as well. OOG is his last three letters, and his manager that helps work with him to assign speeches and what have you is Bob McDonald, who I work with at the Science Centre. So it's a small world. I've been in touch with them, and the only communication I've had with the space station is through the slow scan system, where I pick up their signal, and it actually was Russian stamps that I was able to print out. But it was kind of fun, and I got used to the Doppler effect, where the frequency changes coming and going. So anyway, very interested. And with that, a very good evening to everybody. 3A3RTV.
Oh, very interesting. It's too bad. It's too bad Hatfield didn't have OOW. He could be out of this world, or OTW, out of this world. Oh, very good. It would suit him. But yeah, he's done Canada proud. That's for sure. Especially up there in space, singing that David Bowie song. This is Ground Control to Major Tom. I'll never forget that.
Recheck.
Go ahead, recheck.
Mr. Cam, if he's still on frequency.
I'll tell you, my friends. This is Laird, BE3LKS, and I'm going to say 73, and see you guys tomorrow. Larry not liking my haircut.